Hello there, this is Tyrone Taylor with Junkers101.com, also known as theflipman.com. It's been a while since I did a video, and hopefully this one here will be of some benefit to you. I want to talk about closings and some of the things that actually could happen once you get to the closing table. So basically this is troubleshooting closing. I've done a lot of deals and they don't always go as smooth as they should go. You may work on a deal all the way up until the seller, the buyer, and yourself are sitting at the closing table. And this is one of the reasons why, if you can, I would highly recommend that you are available for the closing, because for the most part, the seller, the buyer, this is the first time that they've ever met, and you're the only link between the two. So if any issues come up, you're normally going to be the one to smooth anything over. But before I get into the meat of this, definitely, I have the 4 options on my course: the online version, the by phone version, where I would actually train you over the phone. All of it comes with the mentoring. You can come to Birmingham, sit with me, and also get out there in the market, and I'll show you what I do every day. I'll train you, and then we'll get out there in the field, and then obviously the 3-day in your city. All of those options are still available. If you're interested, definitely give me a call. Find me on Facebook. It's basically Facebook / the Flipman. It's facebook.com / the Flipman. I think the T, the F, and the M are capitalized in that. Also, you can find me on at twitter.com / the Flipman. The T, the F, and the M are capitalized on that also. But on with the tip. One is, I'll just give you some experiences that I've had at closing. One particular deal, and I'm going to always blame it on myself if things are not going smoothly, because it should never even reach the closing table, dealing with your attorney or title company, whoever's going to close the deal for you. But it's up to you to make sure that you have total control of your deal, and anything that goes wrong is really your fault, because you're supposed to have all those ducks in a row as far as any title issues that would come up, how the funds are going to be dispersed, and so on. Just to give you a couple examples, one deal that I had, we got to the closing table. Basically, we had trouble getting a payoff from one of the liens on the property, and so the seller, we got to the closing table. As a matter of fact, his car broke down about 2 miles, well, not even that far, about a mile away from where we were going to close the deal. So he called, and we had to go pick the guy up at his car. Okay, I was going to make sure he got there. I was going to make a nice amount of money on this particular deal. And actually, one of my friends was partnered on this deal. He used we found this deal via his bandit signs. And so this is going to be his first deal. I think we were going to make a total of $7,000, so about $3,500 a piece. So it was good. It was a sweet deal, especially a first deal for him. So we went and picked the guy up, and one of the title agents said, "Turn, let me see you for a minute." So we still haven't gotten a payoff from this particular lien, and we can go ahead and do the closing, but we'll have to hold all the funds until we get that payoff. So we went back in, and the title agent explained that to the seller, and guess what he did? He started cursing, said we should have had everything in place, and that he didn't want to sell the house anymore. And he got up and walked out. Started walking back to his car. To date, that's been about 2 or 3 years ago, still haven't closed that house. Now, what I think actually happened is that the lien that was on the house, I think it was like more or less a loan that was on the property that he got, like some type of this private loan from an individual. And once we got the payoff, he knew the dude well. The guy offered him more money to sell the house. I can't prove, well, I guess I could go back and research, but it wasn't even worth it. This guy was an idiot. But he literally walked away from the closing table. Something more recent that happened is that we were closing this deal, and whenever you pull a title, you check for sewer liens and water liens, any type of utilities that may be attached to the property. And this particular deal, there was the guy that I was selling the house to, he's going to buy the house to actually live in. So the day of the closing, he went in and went to the water company to check on to try to get the water turned on or into his name. And so they told him it had an outstanding bill at that property for $197. And so we're at the closing table, everything's going as it should. I step away to make a call, and I can overhear them saying, well, who's going to pay it? So I told who I was speaking with, let me call you right back. And when I walked out, I said, what's the issue? And they said, well, the attorney said the water company sent him a notice saying there were no liens on the property. The buyer told him what they spoke of, what he found out whenever he went down to the water and sewer company, and they told him about the $197 outstanding balance. So the attorney, knowing attorney, he wanted to be on the safe side. They really wanted they were going to do the closing. The attorney was at the point where he may have ate the cost because that was his error. And I just made it simple, man, because the way I look at it is that if I'm not going to allow myself to let a deal fall down for $200, I just told him, take it out of my money. And so if you don't owe anything, then I'll get my $197 or whatever the difference is, and we'll go on from there. So we went ahead and closed the deal. But it ended up they only owed like $113 or something like that, and I ended up getting, I think, $83 back or so. So the point of all of this is that the closings are not always going to go smoothly, and it's up to you to make sure that they do, because as I said, normally you're going to be the only link between the seller and the buyer. And so any questions or issues come up, you're going to be the one to smooth those over. This is Tyrone Taylor with Junkers101.com, also known as the Flipman.com. Take advantage of my 4 options of my course, with the course itself and the mentor. And the true bonus, as you know, is being able to speak to me. I'm going to actually walk you through deals. Find me on Facebook, The Flipman. Find me on Twitter, The Flipman. Thanks and have a great day. You can also call me 205-492-3425 or text me. Have a great day and thanks.